another Second Amendment sister from Massachusetts,
So these are 38.
with a handicapped daughter, got involved through the internet. Lynn Roberts is now her state's representative.
Nobody in the family had a gun. I never saw a gun. I grew up in a poor neighborhood, a ghetto area in Roxbury, Massachusetts, which is a suburb of Boston, in the projects. And let me tell you what I learned growing up. You needed to have capability, you needed to have power, and you needed to be stronger than the other guy, or at least let him think that you were stronger than he. I didn't want a man's group. I didn't want to learn this from men. I wanted to learn it from women. The mission of Second Amendment Sisters is to bring awareness and understanding to American women. Second Amendment Sisters is all volunteer. It's a national organization. There's, I don't know how many members, 15,000, 20,000 members. It might be more by now. The place that I found Second Amendment Sisters was on the internet. And that's where I get a lot of my information. The way things are going in this country now, people are trying to tell you that you don't have a right to defend yourself. You don't have a right to defend yourself. Fried bacon, English muffins, coffee, milk, juice. It is the people, everyday people, who are supposed to be the power here, not the government. And we're losing that understanding. And that's one of the reasons why Second Amendment Sisters came into being. We've got to switch that back around. Putting your life totally in the hands of the police, the politicians, your neighbor next door, and hope he's going to be home if something starts happening in your house. Mm-mm.
Yes, you can have a pin. Pins are free. The first 10 amendments to the Constitution, they were all adopted at once, and they were called the Bill of Rights. And the first one is freedom of speech, freedom of the press. Second one is the right to keep and bear arms.
Our founding fathers put that in there for a reason, because they knew government will get so big, it'll start becoming oppressive, it'll become treasonous. They'll start trying to control the population. And if the population is unarmed, there's no way. Where's the last resort? The government then is no longer afraid of the people. The government is supposed to be wary of us. They're supposed to be concerned about what we're saying and thinking. It shouldn't be the other way around.
But this story involves more than middle-aged housewives. Young women have joined the fight for gun rights. A Second Amendment Sisters chapter sprung up in the Massachusetts liberal arts Mount Holyoke College.
I joined the Second Amendment Sisters originally because I thought it was a great idea to get a group of girls together, like any other club, a hobby-related club on campus, and go shooting together.
This is definitely an issue that's not often brought up or that you run into or really talk about at a liberal arts college, especially a women's college.
We've caused people to think about it, to re-examine their views that they came to campus with. There was some opposition to us on campus, definitely. People who were saying, this has no place on a women's campus, this isn't an issue, why are you pushing it? We don't like you, get away.
There are mixed feelings about our position, I guess, here on campus in college life.
She's introducing a different perspective on the gun issue to this college, and it really made drew a lot of attention in the media because people couldn't believe it.
I grew up in rural Oklahoma where shooting was a very common sport, a very common practice, but it was something that only the guys were kind of invited to do, so I was never really invited to go along.
It's different.
My father had a pellet gun that he used to get rid of the pigeons at our house and stuff, and he taught me how to shoot that. I'm a theater and art history double major, which I'm sort of a minority in those majors. You know, normally don't find people in the arts who are advocating Second Amendment rights. I didn't necessarily grow up around guns. I grew up with a healthy respect for guns.
The stereotype is that it's an aggressive thing, that boys do it to feel big and strong and macho. You know, Arnold Schwarzenegger movies and stuff like that.
I get the big one now.
I get the big one first.
Well, I think a lot of people are surprised that women would want to shoot. You know, it's because it is an aggressive act or something. It's really not. It's not an aggressive act. Like I said, I use it as a form of meditation. It's just so stress relieving.
Actually, one of our very active members is very big into yoga, and she says that they're very similar in their effects.
One saying that has kind of stayed through me for several years since high school was, "You can't rape a 38."
You won't get far.
Move it, I'll blow your head off.
This is how we feel. We're not saying you have to definitely agree with us. Just don't tell us we're wrong.
Even if you don't agree with us, we have the right to be acknowledged.
Women are the #1 buyers of guns.
Are they really?
You really got it.
Get him in the crotch.
To some women, this is more than a legal battle over our liberties. They enjoy going deep into the jungle on safari hunts. We found such a woman in the unlikely neighborhood of Chelsea, New York City.
This evening we're sitting here at the Westside Rifle and Pistol Range. I've been exposed to guns all my life, but I've actually been shooting guns since junior high school. In any inner city, I think there's tend to be that people are a little queasy about the hunting issue. I actually took 7 animals my first hunting trip, and it was an amazing experience. I got an impala, a wildebeest, a kudu, a warthog, a baboon, a guinea fowl, and a zebra. I'm really going back to nomadic times when that's what hunters did, to hunt for your food and your clothing and your shelter. And that's another thing, when you're in the wilderness, you have to be able to protect yourself. Like, God forbid, if you were charged by a lion or an elephant or something, you'd have to be able to protect yourself. We were actually there on Mother's Day, so it was like the best Mother's Day present my mom ever had, because my mother went with us that one time. And I got my mom a zebra for Mother's Day, so she got to take the rug home.